I'm sure if there are players on this video, they're gonna have a better insight and they're gonna definitely ear out their grievances right about now.
Bro, I don't even pay attention to CPT format. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What is up, everybody? This is Justin Wong, and we have another Panda video, and this time we are going to talk about Street Fighter 6.
In our previous video, we gave you our dream roster for Street Fighter 6. Now it's time to give you our dream wish list for Street Fighter 6. That's right, the power is in our hands, and we are going to determine what Street Fighter 6 should have.
What would that game be in terms of single player experience, character rosters, DLC characters, online experience, CPT rules, and what else? What else do we need?
This is going to be, of course, our wish list of things that we want in the game. And the first thing on my wish list and on Panda's wish list, I'm sure, is for you to hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And now let's get into the video.
I've been heated about this for a minute because I see a lot of people getting stupid on the Twitters and things like that about what they want for Street Fighter 6. What I'm gonna say is the most definitive things that you need in Street Fighter 6.
Obviously, we want to make sure that at launch, don't do a Street Fighter 5 where there was no single player content, there was no story mode. I would love a very good story mode.
I'm not much of a story mode player, so it's hard for me to say anything about the story. I don't actually play story or arcade mode. I just go straight to trying to learn how to play the game and play online. But
while it may not matter to the hardcore out there, it matters to a lot more people than you think. So what I want on release is a fully fleshed out story mode. No lingering things here and there. The pictures and stuff like they have for Street Fighter 5 were actually kind of cool. I didn't mind the little short stories, but I want more meat on the bones. A lot of the stories were great, but I wanted more. Like Akuma and Ryu interacting, that was sick. Give me more of it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Capcom doesn't do story modes very well. Like they try to do like the whole NRS route with like Marvel's Capcom Infinite and Street Fighter 5, and it just didn't do so well. So instead, keep it like how you normally do. Have this arcade mode, and each character have like their own specific ending.
Please give me more. Please, please, please. I'm begging you. I actually want to see that stuff. Even though I'm a hardcore player, I want to see that stuff. I want to see how, Ryu gets to level Super Saiyan 5 or something like that. It's just a fun watch. Like, you want to sometimes, even the hardcore players, every so often want to just chill out and watch something.
Yeah, just keep that going. I think that's a fantastic idea if they keep that kind of thing going and just make it like, make it a bit long, make it cool, so people will actually want to play it. So I feel like that'd be nice for the people.
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Chun-Li is on like a journey to like find Urien, and because Urien kidnapped like a bunch of children. Sounds bad, yeah, for sure, but that was the ending, and Chun-Li successfully, got that. Besides that, I would say tutorial modes is also very good. You need a very good tutorial mode and just a really good one to teach people how to play the game properly, or like what's the step of learning a character, a process of learning a character. That's usually the most hardest part, because most people, when they learn characters, they try to look at YouTube videos or look for like Twitch streams of like your favorite top player that plays the game. It's tough,
because there might be a lot of new players getting into the game and there's no videos out yet and they just trying to learn how to play. So I think a good tutorial mode is also a really good thing to have in single player experience.
You gotta be able to teach people without them actually knowing what they're learning. I want fun tutorials. I want the kind of tutorials where you beat it and you're like, dang, I learned something. That's really cool. But you're having fun doing it. Guilty Gear did a great job of that.
Have a tutorial mode for each individual character. Speaking of each individual characters, add trial modes for combos. Trial modes are always a successful thing in general, so please add some really cool trial modes that revolves around the system, basic combos, long combos, and combos that use resource meters, stuff like that. I think those are fantastic.
Something I want for single player mode is, of course, I want the trials to be nice and hard. I want some hard combos on the trials, some good trials, so we could get some good content. I know people love seeing people struggle with the combos that they might struggle with too. So, get some hard trials in there.
Listen, we need to eat. Panda needs to eat. We're allowed to do trials for this game. I didn't hear nobody say we can't do trials for Capcom games. So let's go ahead and put some trials in that game. Let's flesh them out too. I don't want just 5 trials. Give me more. Give me like 20 trials and make them useful combos too. On some real deal stuff, make them real combos. Like that's the problem with a lot of trials. They're not really real combos. They're just kind of like testing your execution and seeing what the character can do. Just give us a little bit more in terms of like what you can actually do in a match.
How many characters in the base roster? I feel like, you know, the standard's probably like 16 to 20, depending on the game. I feel like 16 and 20 is normal, but probably 16, maybe less, like 12.
The roster must contain Rolento. Okay, it must have Rolento. Listen, I know y'all didn't ask about and what the character should be. Awesome. I don't care. You got to have Rolento. If you don't have Rolento, doesn't matter how many characters. You could have 30 characters and you already fuck your roster. So give me Rolento. I mean it, Capcom.
I think 16 is good because it's like not too many matchups you got to learn yet. So you don't want to just bombard you with mad matchups to learn, I feel like, and mad characters to choose from. So I think like base 16 is always good to get the feel for the characters, the game, and then, you know, I think you should just add DLC.
If you put too many, it gets kind of tricky for people to learn. You got to start like slowly introducing characters. But if you put not, you know, you put like a low amount, you know, people get upset. I think 20 is a perfect amount.
I think having more options, more archetype is always very important. Like Ryu and Ken, right? Ryu and Ken are Shotos. They have the same, they pretty much have the same moveset, but they play differently, right? Ryu's like that, you know, a good beginner character that like people that people played Street Fighter 2 back in the day or Street Fighter 3, people could go to Ryu. But Ken is more like that, you know, combo character, excitement character. So people that are more like into fast-paced games pick Ken. So I think having two characters that are like similar archetypes but giving them different styles would be pretty awesome. So that's why I would say like 20, because then you have 10 specific archetypes, but two different ways to play that specific archetype. I think stuff like that.
I like the 5 per year. I think the 5 or 6 per year is a decent amount. That's a lot of characters and that's a lot of balance. That's really difficult, but Street Fighter 5 has shown that you could drop like 4 to 5 characters per year, just around about that, right? And still have a really balanced game. So I think that is a decent amount.
I would say DLC should be released in terms of characters. I would personally love one character every 1 to 2 months. Every new DLC character 1 to 2 months. There was one period where there was like 6 months of no new characters, and that was trash. Like, it was bad.
Of always having something to look forward to and something new coming to the game every few months, you know. That way they just have time to get used to the new character. You got 2 months to get used to that new character, and then another one dropping, you gotta get used to that. I think that's a nice way.
Skins, I feel like, you know, every week should be a new skin, because I love skins. I know Street Fighter 5 did a lot crap ton of Chun-Li skins, but please don't do that in Street Fighter 6. Please give like variety of skins. I think a variety of skins would be like super fun to use.
I like costumes in Street Fighter. They're actually sick. I feel like no other game does it like them, honestly, with the costumes. Keep the colors coming, or like maybe add a customization mode where like Street Fighter Cross Second, where you can customize your characters' colors.
This is the nitty gritty. I want to see more, you know, OSTs. I want to see more tracks and things like that, like from other games. You know, we got a sampling of that in Street Fighter 5. I want stuff from Third Strike, DVS 2. I want it from every game. So give me everything. You know what I'm saying?
If they do like a soundtrack, I hope they make it like other games where like you can just play your soundtrack, whatever song you want to listen to, pretty much, and you could just go in a list and they just got like every Street Fighter game song. Just put every game song in Street Fighter 6 and you could just pick what you want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? I would love that so much if they just added that in the game. I definitely like stages. I feel like stages are actually really cool in Street Fighter. So I definitely like when they add new stages. I actually love the Sagat stage. So I'm definitely guilty of wanting to play on them laggy stages online, not gonna lie.
So having more guest characters from the Capcom IP would be fantastic. You know, it might be kind of weird to like bring like a Monster Hunter here and there, but that's why guest skins exist. Guest skins are amazing. I love guest skins.
But I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to see a lot of guest characters. I like Akira. Don't get me wrong. A lot of characters we didn't get to see in Street Fighter 5. I'd like to see in Street Fighter 6. Again, Rolento. Where was he?
Because Akuma in Tekken 7, like literally Akuma's part of the Tekken 7 storyline. I think that's so badass. It's so cool. Like, I wish Capcom would do that for Street Fighter 6 possibly, if there's any way.
There's so many characters that deserve to be added that I think what takes precedent, what takes that first place spot in terms of who gets in, are going to be the characters that weren't in before in Street Fighter.
Online gameplay, clearly we need good rollback, not crap rollback.
First and foremost, gotta work. I want that online to be fine.
I want to play against Punk. Like, I'm in Vancouver, Canada. I want to play against Punk in Florida. What game can we do that in? We could do that in Guilty Gear Strive and King of Fighters 15, no problem. So I hope Street Fighter 6 does that, where the netcode is really, important, and they put like a lot of effort into making sure that they don't have to separate regions like that, because it sucks.
I would like to see something where if you play on rank with a different character, maybe you're going to be points of reset or something like that. You have like different accounts for different characters or something.
Honestly, I would like them to add the Street Fighter 4 ranked mode back. I think that one was perfect, and it gets no better than that. The player point battle point system, it kind of get competitive in rank because people want to have high player points. People want you have high player points. That means you're not losing that much. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that kind of show a little skill gap, and people like that. So I liked it. I know I did. Maybe I can't speak for everyone, but I like that. I think they should bring that back.
But I want to have a start over with like a new character. If I want to play Ken, I want to start at 0 points and go up to 200,000 if I can. Right, stuff like that would be pretty cool. Instead of like someone have to make a Smurf account, because a Smurf account, it really kind of makes like players struggling in those like diamonds and platinum areas. They'd be like, bro, why is this guy smoking me like that, right? Because of a Smurf account.
I would like if you have like a V-trigger system or something where you're switching, the ability to switch your V system or whatever system that you have. If you lose the match, you should be able to switch your V system
during a retry. Like, let's say after you win a match or lose a match, it will say like rematch, quit. That's the two options mainly you see in Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. I think a third option there would be like back to character select screen, so somebody can pick their characters or add a counter pick. Since ranked matches are 2 out of 3, it makes sense, right? It makes sense to do that.
Any changes to see on the CPT format? Well, I think that St. Cola guy should be on there quite a bit. I'm sure if there are players on this video, they're going to have a better insight, and they're going to definitely ear out their grievances right about now.
Bro, I don't even pay attention to CPT format. I'm not going to lie to you. I just play whatever said to play in, and that's just me. Like, I don't really pay attention to the format. I don't really complain about the format. As long as they got the rules and, all the dates and stuff set, then that's all I care about.
I would say CPT, what CPT needs to work on, I like the offline season in terms of like different countries are having different CPTs. But I think there's just too much, man. Too many CPT tournaments where people are grinding for these points and just pretty much losing, like, really risking their lives, I would say, their livelihood, trying to qualify for Capcom Cup, and then maybe ending up short and not be able to qualify Capcom Cup.
I like the previous format. The current format's kind of hard. It's understandable why they have the current format, because obviously we're online and we can only have region-based. Even if the netcode was the best netcode you've ever seen for a fighting game, it's not going to be able to do cross continent kind of battles and stuff. You're not going to be able to play Japan in the US and without lag unless they have some magical special fix that I don't know about. I feel like that's going to be impossible because of just how infrastructures are.
And I really wish they changed that format where maybe, you have all these CPT tournaments and everything, but instead of a point system, it's like whoever wins this tournament is automatically qualified for Capcom Cup. But how Premiers was like, you qualify for Capcom Cup.
Other than rollback netcode, what would be one thing they would need instantly to make Street Fighter 6 the perfect fighting game? Well, I already said it, Rolento.
I know you don't want me to say that answer, but I feel like the perfect rollback is the actual. That's what we need, bro. Street Fighter 5 honestly is a perfect game. It just doesn't have the perfect connection, bro. So I think something fresh, new, and then just that nice, refreshing, good netcode where we can play and all train with each other, bro. I feel like that's the one thing we need, is the fact that we can't all practice with each other all the time.
Listen, I won, but even if I lose, I feel good playing the game. Now, that's a really hard thing to parse down, but basically, V-triggers are not the worst thing in the world, and I think they've gotten a lot better, but I like it so that the game is more aggressive. Shout out to Lord Daigo talking about this. I like it where, Luke has this, like Luke, for example, has this system where as long as he's being offensive, he keeps his V-trigger. you know, I would like it to be really focused on that aggression sense. Like I saw Daigo's post and I was like, that's pretty good.
The perfect fighting game, I feel like, will never exist. But what will make Street Fighter 6 a much more appealing fighting game, and to get more people involved into playing Street Fighter 6, make it free, make the game free. Take the League of Legends route, where you make Street Fighter 6 free to play, sell a lot of skins. Maybe, like, let's say there's 20 characters, you make the first 8 characters free, and then, you know, you rotate characters every like 2 weeks.
Actually, no. You know what? Here's my second thing besides Rolento, right underneath. This is the real deal right here. Anytime someone complains on Twitter, on a forum, hell, even in the comfort of their home, Capcom bans them for a week.
I really do hope that they really improve on like the single player experiences, making the game more fun for players, and just kind of bringing back that love that people had when it comes for Capcom fighting games. Because ultimately, I feel like Capcom dropped the ball in the last few fighting games. You know, Marvel Infinite, Street Fighter 5. Because I feel like it's such a meme when people say Street Fighter 5 sucks. And I don't want people to say Street Fighter 6 sucks. I love Street Fighter. I'm a Capcom fanboy. Literally, my Guilty Gear Strive IGN name is Capcom Guy. Because I am a Capcom guy at heart, no matter what.
Anyway, final thoughts. I'm excited for Street Fighter 6. I'm super hyped for it because it is the beginning of a new era. And I know this is only the beginning of your wish list down below in the comment section. I know y'all got a lot of things that you want in Street Fighter 6. I can't wait to see it.
Remember to leave that comment, that like, and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.